So in today's video, I'm going to be remaking why Peashooter beats Red because of how terrible my last video was and how I did a lot more research on both Peashooter and Red and surprisingly found even more reasons for why Peashooter actually beats Red even harder. So tell me what you think in the comments. Also, I'm going to try to do this way more better and not be base at all towards Peashooter, and now let me just start. And now the first reason why I got to start is going to be with strength for both. Now let me begin with Red, who right here leveled the whole entire city, and who was also the size of a planet in the Angry Birds trailer. Also can be compared to Bomb and other birds who fight beings who can destroy planets or destroy moons or also level a city. And he was able to beat Vader Pig, who caused a hole in space, which can be scaled to galaxy level. And can debatably be scaled to Sonic only because of death pose, which it kind of debatable if the crossover between Angry Birds and Sonic is even canon. And can get the building to town level from fighting these eggs as Optimus Red, and was also able to be a pig who was literally able to flip the whole entire universe into the mirror world, and also was able to destroy multiple different mirror worlds inside of I guess, a multiverse. But all the mirror worlds are all 3D at best, 3-dimensional at best. So this at best can get Red the Universe plus in tons of strength to possibly 4-dimensional due to the angry birds being able to go into the real world, which can make them 4-dimensional due to being of a higher existence than them in the game, which can make Red microcosmic and can be compared to the pigs that did this. Now with that out of the way, now let's go and compare Peashooter's strength to Red's. So he can be compared to this plane that was able to punch bears, sharks, knock them out, stop a tank, and that can also destroy boulders. And can be compared and can destroy Z-Mechs, who are literal concepts that are the manifestation of the end of the story with Type 3 Ascendity, that he can destroy them too. He can be compared to Cosmic Brain to the multiversal protector who can also bench planets as a way to exercise, and that also can punch so hard they can cause black holes that can banish people from existence. And Peashooter can be scaled to the gnomes and Kingnomics who created the Gnomeverse, which is a whole entire multiverse that is quite literally the existence on a higher plane of existence than the PVZ multiverse itself. And both the gnomes and plants and zombies can also hold time shades, which are fragments of space-time. And that space-time is infinite, it can give Peashooter infinite strength. And that these time shades could also be pocket universes that they also have in their pockets. It also means that Peashooter can also interact with asthmatic things physically. So that's something new. And let's not forget Plasma Peashooter, the most overpowered shit that I can't even explain why Pocket even let him exist. Well, Plasma Peashooter can shoot infinite possibility universes with the fabric of space-time, which means that Plasma Peashooter is quite literally shooting universes that could possibly have infinite heritage, but probably have an infinite amount of dimensions, parallel universes, and timelines. And that Plasma Peashooter also can hold the fabric of space-time, which also gives him infinite strength. And that Plasma Peashooter infinite heritage can also be taken into consideration since infinite possibility doesn't mean that the impossible can happen, but means that as long as it's possible, it can happen. Like again, Peashooter can destroy concepts because the IPMEX and PVZ are the manifestations of the end of the story. And they just can give them type for ascendity. And that plasma Peashooter size is quite literally 9 to 10. And that also one of the saying feeds I gotta point out is that in one of the PVZ comics, literally Nat and Chomper quite literally took out another PVZ comic out of Chomper's mouth, which then Nat started reading. This will give them transcendence over their verse, since it means that Nat and Chomper seized PVZ as friction. So this means that they transcend their verse. And that they can be scared to the zombies and to the dinosaurs that they fight in the comics, who are able to, as a literally crow and a rat, go to the real world and fight, or just interact or mess with their own editors or animators. Like the dinosaur quite literally attacked the editors once. Which this can come as an insane feed because they're quite literally attacking their own creators of the goddamn comics. Like, Jesus, what the hell was Podcast thinking when they made this? Like, a zombie was able to fight one of the dinosaurs that somehow can't take criticism. So when the podcast editors gave them some criticism, the dinosaur got pissed and attacked them. And honestly speaking, I'm kind of ignoring a lot of Peashooter feeds. And also kind of annoying PVZ cryptology for a lot of reasons. You can also just beat the shit out of zombies using bicycles, and also can hook gargantuars and defeat Mr. Skipsels, who can quite literally jump from planetary distances, beat wrestlers. You can also overpower imps, you can overpower Nat. You can also beat zombies who survive house level explosions, tank house level explosions, and can scale the people who knocked out gargantuars, who took a literal nuke to the face, and a bunch of more stuff. You also can destroy zombies machine that can quite literally manipulate time-space and create literal holes in reality and timelines, and also made them get stuck in quantum space-time, which can be infinite dimensional. And in the string theory, reality is 10-dimensional. In the plasma Peashooter got way more evidence they can shoot a type 3 multiverse in a single P, because Popcast said let's do that. Because PVZ follows MWI and Plasma Peashooter whole entire system follows it. So you can shoot infinite possibility universes, and they also can shoot the superposition. It works exactly like the quantum mechanics superposition. And after that long side note, now let's go get started on speed and durability and agility. It can also be compared to Chuck, who ran so fast he slowed down time. This can be debated if this was faster than light, he slowed down light. And that Chuck was also able to dodge lightning when he got pissed. And that also Transformer Web can dodge lasers, but also can run out bullets. The ability can be skilled at these pigs that survive falling off a cliff. And they also survive a fall from literal space. Don't ask me how you even got on there. And can be compared to pigs who also survive being in space too. And also can drive cars. And it can be debated if he even survived this planet explosion, since before the explosion went off, the space bus instantly got off the planet before the explosion happened. In movie wise, reaction speaking, we compare to Chuck, who somewhere went to Pig Island and back in just a couple of seconds. What made you wonder, why didn't he do this when the eggs got stolen? Also, Space Whale can travel to different planets within seconds and keep up with pigs, who also travel whole entire galaxies within seconds, and that he survived multiple planet-level explosions. But this one somehow killed him after he got beat by other red. And it can be debated if this feat even counts of Kingpin surviving a punch from Popeye. This feat can be somehow debated since no Angry Birds character we got any feats on this level. But if you actually think this feat actually counts and kinda can get them to complex multiverse to maybe even higher. Since you've seen the evidence, Popeye the fucking Sailor Man is 10-dimensional. Not 10, I mean 9-dimensional. Even though with technology, I can still get Peashooter above this. And that Red was also able to run faster than the speed of sound. And that they also survived the nuke explosion. And that when they went to go do and research if the Angry Birds can even possibly be scaled to the IDW Transformers, all of this turned out to be false. Because it will literally stay right here that they were in 2 different dimensions. And then also the export onto the export turned into the export. And that also the export will only drawing power from Pig Island. Meaning at best it would be island, and even that can be considered an outliner. And the pig never did nothing with said egg. And when the Transformers went into the Angryverse dimension to go and get the old spark, they ended up meeting a pig who asked them for a ride, and kind of unknown what happened to said pig. And that also, they didn't even know that the Angry Birds even existed. No one didn't even know that the pigs existed. So to even scale them to the IDW Transformers doesn't even make sense in any sort of way. And that scaling the X-Part to the All-Spark doesn't even make sense. Because again, the X-Part was only drawing power from Pig Island. And then even when the pig got the power of that X-Part, he never did nothing with it. Just turned gigantic and saying how he's about to become the ultimate something. And that also King Pig and whoever the other pig was also survived a nuclear explosion and was perfectly okay after that. And that bomb also caused a similar explosion that didn't hurt the birds or pigs or the eggs. And that also, also hurt Lance and gave me skills of Lance and durability, who quite literally survived this big ass city level to island level explosion. And I heard people say that his speed is scalable to Terrence, which is also something I had to talk about since I was in the debate with someone about it would be speed shooting, and he quite literally said that Terrence is supposed to be the literal concept, and no matter how fast you go, you can't see him. And that no matter how fast Peashooter can go, you never can see Red coming at him. Because somehow Red is able to keep up with Terrence. And only literal proof for this whole entire video of Terrence just being faster than Chuck. And that Peter Terrence more likely just teleporting just to fuck with Chuck instead of actually even trying to actually beat him in a literal race. And also Terrence isn't, and also that will also fall under no limits faculty, because that was just literally Terrence being faster than quite literally Chuck, and how this is so debunkable. Also, other reason for why this is another no limit faculty, he only did this with Chuck. And who isn't even faster than space time. They try to say that Terrence has irrelevant speed. Well, off of that side note, he also can keep up with people who he can keep up with the UFO pigs who quite literally ripped open a fabric in the space-time correlation and used it to go into space. Again, ran so fast to level Pig City, and that he also his speed can be scalable to laser birds who got immeasurable speed. And again, can keep up with the space pigs who are massively faster than light due to traveling galaxies within seconds. This is Red's hacks that I apparently went to go and look up. And also, I also did my research on it too. And also literally went to the literal Angry Birds official Wikipedia to also go and find this. And now, if you read all of that, now time to go and start with Peashooter now. Also, before I start this, you want to go and look at Peashooters, the zombies, and sunflowers hacks, which is part of the hacks. You can go on these Wikipedias and go look at it. It literally got all the evidence. Now, I'm going to go and start. Peashooter can take hits from super brains who cause a country level explosion and unscalable to sunflower. It can also charge almost machines that does this. Also can be compared to Party Central, who also whip open the very fabric of time, which is time traveling. And they also able to move during this. And that Plasma Peashooter is omnipresent in everything PVZ parallel universe, dimension, and timeline. And that he also is bigger than the multiverse and more basically a living, walking omniverse when you think about it. And can be scaled to planets who partially time traveled. And also can be scaled to Armored Jumper and basically got the same immortality as Armored Jumper, who can quite literally respawn canonically, which means that the other planets' zombies can also respawn. And you can be scaled to this zombie who quite literally dug a hole through the literal planet and its core, and the literal in-game proof for Party Citron feed can come back into existence while respawning after Covenant Brains erases him. And that BZ also got quantum mechanics. And Plasma Peach also can shoot the super precision, which is the Type 3 multiverse, is the one that Type 3 multiverse will rely on. And can be scaled to the zombies who survive this, which is 10-dimensional. And this. And can keep up with zombies who are this. And can survive hits from this fucker. And can also be scaled to this zombie. And likes being in black holes. Can be scaled to this fucker. And also got immeasurable speed due to the known being timeless beings by the game. He can also tank this. And that he also can keep up timeless gnomes or timeless beings in 5-dimensional cryptology. And that the gnome can manipulate the string theory, which makes them train 6-dimensional. And can be scaled to the space zombies and to Sunflower, who quite literally got the power of the sun and shoots beams of light that move at light speed. And that zombies also survive being at the bottom of the ocean. And that zombie can survive being in the core of the earth, which is as hard as the surface as the sun. Planet can react to rockets. And relatively survive town level to probably even mountain to the Bailey Island level explosions. And how they can be scaled to me a Z that quite literally bash a literal hole into planet Earth. And that also the zombie tanked this and gave the zombies and plants a ton of new powers, abilities, and form, which can kind of explain Plasma Peashooter in some way. And how Peashooter and multiple other plans like Green Shadow quite literally took a hit from a town destroying Gargantua who casually, accidentally destroyed the whole entire fucking town and love with it, without even trying. Also, Super Wings are able to react and casually dodge beams of literal light and speed of light and weapons that are quite literally powered by the sun. He casually dodges it, or not even trying, or just dancing. And then there's Sunflower, who could quite literally tackle the power of the goddamn sun. Or Supernova, which is quite literally just the power of the fucking sun that she's using to literally kill this army that they literally tank. And this is her primary. This isn't even the sunbeam or quite literally the ultimate power of the universe thing that she can attack you with. And what kind of proves is that in PBZ,
She can quite legit create suns in PvZ 1, 2, or any other PvZ game in the comics, and Zombie should relatively easily beat her, and can again survive the core of the goddamn, and survive the core of the fucking Earth, which is as hard to surface as the sun. And that also Rose can quite literally time travel and see many possibilities of the future, and how Superman are too powerful for a magic to work on him, how she had to beat him physically, and how everything that she did to him didn't even work on him, and that Citron can move so fast that you can't really see him, and he becomes a literal blur, and that Peashooter and Gatling Mode can actually move around in the comics. Like, after you read the comic, Peashooter can just literally move around in Gatling Mode. And that he was on a vehicle that was barely moving faster than zombies with literal rockets strapped to their balloons, and that went literally way more faster with rocket powered, and that he was able to still react to it, and even react to a literal dummy flying out of the car with a literal rocket on his back. And how in part 3 of the battle for Lake Gumthorne, or whatever it's called, feature volume 12 of the PvZ comics, a bunch of plants literally get shot out of a cannon, and that literally sent them literal miles to Zombies underwater city, which they literally leveled within a literal second. Like, they destroyed the whole entire thing, and then they took say explosion of thing, and then they beat the shit out of a extremely big gargantuar, and apparently Rose can greatly disrupt the flow of space-time, and that someone was too powerful for a match. I mean, at the bare minimum, he got inaccessible speed to immeasurable speed. And that Rose using her magic to time travel and seeing the many possibilities of the future is also set in PvZ Garden Warfare. And the Necro can fight with the literal power of vanquished plants, meaning that she could potentially attack you with the power of Plasma Peashooter, or Party Centron, or probably even Sunflower. And also wrote disrupting the flow of space-time and literally her stopping the literal flow of space-time. And that Super Brains in the comics were invincible to all the planet's attacks, including Plasma fucking Peashooters and Sunflowers. And that Rose were able to dodge a bullet, and that in game, the gnomes are said to be timeless beings, which also gets supported by the fact that they say that they are timeless beings. And PBZ also got Chinese comics, which I'm not even sure they're canons, and they say that they're made by PopCap, but it's kind of debatable. When one of the comic features actually said a cuss word, they actually said bullshit. And off of that side note, known fuzzies literally assisting in time links can quite literally destabilize the literal time and space, which is sitting on a time ring. And I want most of the links that I use or pictures that I use to feature in the video and the zombies go to these Wikipedias. Anyway, Peashooter can also dodge little beams of light, can also, as seeds move at light speed, and can also do this, and this, and also this, and even more like this. And this is also Peashooter hacks. that right here, Peashooter wasn't affected by going to the future. Like the other planets weren't affected, but that impact was affected too. Zombies also tank this, and also kind of how Peashooter also can be skilled. The zombie that also tank hits from the dark matter plant, who quite literally made out dark matter, and I'm pretty sure he quite literally is attacking them with, I don't even fucking know. And that also can somehow react to hits from players who don't even attack them physically. And that this one can also just move at the speed of light. Also, the cosmic plants are made out of literal magic and can quite literally grant wishes and empower other pea shooters or plants by just existing. In other PvZ hero plants, zombies and zombies quite literally took this huge ass explosion that can be seen from space that quite literally covered the whole entire town and sent zombies flying, which can be argued to be from large town to city to mountain to maybe even island level. And they also can be compared to the imp speed who quite literally just zoom back to get his imp mech, and how and then Pichu also able right here to take a hit from this zombie who quickly levels the town. And how Pichu and PvZ heroes, I should say Green Shadow and other planets can quite literally destroy Zombies moon base, which were able to move the earth. And right here, a sun queen and also a gargantua were able to tank this bomb, which kind of just exploded in their faces. And how Peashooter and other plants can also go and destroy this gigantic robot, which is quite literally this big compared to them. In PvZ Battle for Naperville, and also the gnomes. And this is some more Peashooter's hacks they can quite literally use against red. And that Peashooter also got type 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 6, 7, and 8 immortality. And you're kind of annoyed you was watching the video. And there's more things I can say for Peashooter, but just to make the video not be that long, so I'm about to hit the 30-minute mark. I'm just gonna go and just to go and move on to intelligence and whatever the fuck it's called. And you can kind of try to scale red to the Popeye cryptology. You know, that is kind of can be seen the hypo and debatable. You can try scaling him to. You can try scaling English cryptology to Sonic, even though that is also debatable, since it kind of. Now it's Sonic Dash, it's even canon, and the canon is a crossover between Sonic and Angry Birds even canon. Because in the whole entire crossover, it literally did nothing to the literal story of both games or multiverses, and not let they even be scaled to one another. Since you try scaling it to that chronology, it can become a huge outliner, and the scaling to like DW Transformers and also Star Wars criminology can also become the outliner because they never even could. A Star Wars character never even popped up in that game, nor to even canon to Star Wars. Only one that you see that didn't have to be scaled to is the DW Transformers comics cryptology because they exist in the same multiverse, but not can even count the outliner too, since that was only like a one-time crossover. They never even did anything that can even be scaled to their cryptology. In the Angry Birds space, got a whole entire multiverse of different mirror worlds that are supposed to be whole entire different universes. That I get the Angry Birds kind of just destroy. And also, right, supposed to be the embodiment of weapon of his company. That, from what I heard, in that Red also create Angry Birds game that can count universes. And bombing called this explosion. The Angry Birds multiverse is indeed canon. And that after Angry Birds space mess up the time and space correlation and create different timelines. And the Angry Bird got a Minecraft dimension and also got a Roblox dimension. In that Angry Bird got different universes, they count their multiverse. that this is also a different dimension, like universal angrybirds. So you can also debunk red, and every single red is a different red from a different universe and dimension, meaning that red battle IQ and experience can just vary from different things. Anyway, red intelligence also gonna be from outsmarting the pig to outsmarting Lincoln and making Lincoln appeal to his ego, easily outsmarting him and beating him. And that red's intelligence can be skilled in humans, and he was able to just interact with people in real life. Which I don't think I can even really explain this. So now it's Peashooter turn. No, get ready for some bullshit. And now, just to make sure that this video don't get too long, you just go and watch and read all the evidence that I'm showing you right now. And also, Nat and Chomp quite literally transcend the whole entire PVZ verse as a whole. So, I'm just gonna meet you after you watch or see all of this. Also, music from PVZ Golden Warfare 1, soundtrack, menu.
crossover scaling, Peashooter can get to outliers. Angrybirds with crossover scaling can get to complex multiverse at best. And if you actually believe that Sonic scaling, and you actually believe that Sonic and Base is out of us, you can get them there. You know, this can count a huge outliner because they don't even got a fee to get them past they don't got a fee to get them past multiversal. They don't got a fee at all to get them past low multiverse. So the winner of this dumbass debate will be Peashooter due to simply outscaling, simply being way more faster and stronger, and her having better hacks, and also being able to destroy concepts. So tell me what you think in the comments. And before you even say that, do you hate Angry Birds? I did my research. Now to tell me what you think. The end.